Hey everybody, welcome to Graded Point Live, and I just want to point out everybody that this is a conversation that took place, and this is the reason why Cab. this is this is the reason why Cab has not been on the show.
Shogunai.
Cab said no. Too late.
Way too late.
No, too late. That was good. I was just gonna let it hang in the air, but you putting that made it a lot better.
Stream
so
elements
You're so late.
running
You
Pajal.
you turn the stream elements bot into Pajal. Yeah, it does that weird stuff. It does Pajal and things like that. It's really weird. Guys, I think we started something. I just want to let you know we had a conversation last week. Piper wasn't here, unfortunately, and we're glad you're doing better. By the way,
I have stories, but it's not that interesting this time. But
yeah. And one of the things we came up with during that discussion was why, when IHOP said they were going to start making burgers, why didn't they make a pancake burger? Right? Why didn't they? Why wasn't the pancake the bun, and then make it into a burger? You know?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean we've already got the donut version. So
Yeah, you got the Luther, so why not have a pancake version? Well, our friend Yellow Lantern supplied this for us today. This is this is the test case that he said he was going to do, and honestly, it doesn't look too bad.
And judging from his test, it's actually not bad.
Yeah, he does.
Boss is apparently going to make one with bacon and ham.
Now that might be pretty good. I mean, just to clarify, there was no
bacon in the pancake mix because I used to do that.
like bacon bits inside the pancake mix.
Well, I would actually fry up the bacon and then cut it up and.
Well, I
put it
call
in
that
the
bacon
pancake
bits
mix.
after you've fried it up and then chop it up. That's bits. Of
That's
bacon.
true.
I ain't talking about like.
I just wanted to.
I ain't talking about like.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that shitty stuff you buy at the store. That's like, hey, these
Yeah,
are
I was
bacon
gonna
bits.
say I just want to differentiate between those weird little whatever those bacon crumb things are.
Those nuggets of flavor, and that's about all they are. They're not really.
Yeah.
That's not based on bacon in any way, shape, or form.
They are the haram version of bacon, if there's such a thing.
I just want a regular bacon burger with fries. To be honest, like right now,
Poor
Caleb. Reptro says I demand royalties. I think we should all get royalties. Bacon flavored soy bits. That's pretty much what they are.
Ugh.
Right?
Oh, by the way, if anybody's wondering, stay away from that that incredible meat crap, whatever they call it. That's highly processed junk. It is not good for you.
No, it isn't.
I was at that Burger King's Incredible Burger or whatever.
Yeah, stay away from that. It's very bad for you.
I have a friend that likes it. I'm about to tell her the bad news.
It is full of a lot of soy, and so when your friend starts, I mean, is it a male or female?
Female, thank goodness. So
Okay,
she's
so-
already.
Her boobs getting slightly bigger will be okay.
Yeah.
Soy bits is actually a Rontoya, LOL. Yes, that's true. I can't believe it's not Soylent Green. I'm not going to get into that because I'd be here all night talking about how stupid the idea of replacing your diet with soy protein is so dumb. Because what was it like? We're doing this so we can protect the environment. What are ways you can protect the environment? I will protect the environment, but okay, if you're saying cows are destroying the environment, right? I will do my part by eating more cow.
I was about to say, so the more cows I eat, the less of the environment they are destroying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Where's
my cabbie boyfriend? All right, well, okay, Monkey. I hate to tell you, but I'm gonna go back to this image, and that's why. This is why no cab tonight. He got too shook, and as you can see, it was literally right before the stream at 9:59.
Got owned the mouth.
Thoroughly destroyed. First they wanted us to eat bugs, now they want us to eat human flesh. This is why I hate women. Literally shaking right now.
No respect.
I mean, it's what it is, right? I mean,
fucking owned the mouth.
Okay. So Piper, you said you hadn't been keeping up with things because you had pretty much disconnected this weekend.
Yeah, it's proving to be really good for me to just not look at Twitter on the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly a good idea.
Generally, yes.
Yeah. But, I'm going to use in setting up, I'm going to use this thumbnail for tonight and then go through some of the articles that I have related to this. So, the hearing for Vic, it was just a hearing, right? For what they call the TCPA, is Texas something, whatever. Anyway, it's essentially like it's a way to, for people to, it's a way for defendants to be able to dismiss a frivolous case, right?
Okay.
So that hearing was this weekend, or this past Friday. It was for, to see if the case case against the defendants, which is, of course, Funimation, Monica Rial, Ron Toye, and Jamie Markey, had merit, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you set it up.
This sounds like an uh-oh moment.
Yeah, you set it up pretty well.
Texas Citizens Participation Act.
Yeah. And when he said it was more than a hearing, he is not wrong, because I'll get into that. So,
Texas Citizens Participation Act. That just kind of sounds like an award that they
yeah, it does, doesn't it? It doesn't really sound like
You participated in being a citizen. Like, it's a rule that we have to give you an award.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go see what the Toodalum didn't read. Yep.
You having fun over there?
Oh, that's a lot of fucking definitions. Let's see. Purpose of this chapter is to encourage and safeguard the constitutional rights of persons to petition, speak freely, associate freely, and otherwise participate in government to the maximum extent permitted by law, and at the same time, protect the rights of a person to file meritorious lawsuits for demonstrable injury.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Texas Citizens Participation Award. They give it out when you vote.
The problem is they only give it to people that vote Democrat, so to try and entice.
That would be weird if they did that in Texas, of all places.
I know. But Democratic Party be like, yeah, you could vote the way you always vote, or you could get this
trophy
award.
Yeah,
this trophy.
You want this trophy? Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody can notice, but here, just point out some of the details in this image. There's this Monica and Ron's attorney, Jadolph LaFureur. I mean, Jay Sean Lemoyne.
Oh no.
And I don't know if you noticed, but he does have a mosquito on his head because he's literally the only case of West Nile virus in the United States.
That definitely looks like a mosquito from Louisiana. That big.
Oh my God! I'm sorry to inform you, but I have The West Nile.
That's exactly how he sounds almost. That's exactly how he sounds. So yeah, let's get in. Try to. And like I said, I'm giving a broad overview of what happened. I'm going to give you the bad, and I'm going to give you the good, because it wasn't all bad. Some people, literally lost their minds over the weekend, and
Because they're idiots.
well, I would say too hyped. They were expecting a slam dunk in a legal precedent.
That never happens.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it does, but it's rarely that that happens. Very rarely. But anyway, what are you laughing
It's
at?
gonna be a fucking dance back and forth until
Yeah.
either it's clearly in Vic's favor or clearly in Real's favor.
Mm-hmm. So here's what happened. So the hearing started, and for some reason, Markey and Real showed up to the hearing. They didn't need to show up to the hearing because it was just a hearing, right? And another thing that happened right before the hearing, the day before, is that their attorney, J. Dolph LaFleur, decided to subpoena Vic Mignogna to show up for the hearing. There was no need for him to show up for the hearing. But
Yeah, that's weird.
But of course,
Special.
they issued a, of course, there was a filing to say, that they refuse. And once you do, that pretty much puts a stay on any subpoenaing, and it would have to be decided at a later date. So it would not be decided that day. So it was a fruitless endeavor. And I will explain. Yeah, quashed. That was quashed. Now, and I will explain why I believe they tried it in a few minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because otherwise I don't see the point. Everybody would hear the results when they're supposed to.
I will explain
right?
why
So-
in a few minutes, because it's going to take some setting up.
Yeah, when did this happen? This was
This is Friday. This is this past Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the first thing they did, I believe they went over. I want to say they went over Jamie Markey's situation with her defamation, right? And now it was been said that Jamie the case against Markey was probably the weakest. So the likelihood of it getting dismissed was possible, and that's what happened.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, damn.
But it goes back to the reason why I got dismissed was not because of. I know about the second amended position. I'm not really want to get into that. I'm trying to I'm broad stroking right now. I'll get into details later. And essentially it was basically really weird because what happened is, in this kind of hearing, the plaintiff only has to do what they call a prima facie case. And if anybody knows what prima facie means, Mike, do you know what prima facie means? Because I know you're a smart guy.
Not offhand, unfortunately.
What do you know what the translation means?
First face.
Or on the face.
Say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially it means at face value. It's
Yeah.
like if, let's just say, for example, Piper called me a faggot online, and I said that was defamation, right? Because I am not a homosexual, and we go to court, and we go before the court, and I have to say, my lawyer would say, they defamed my client. Well, why? Well, they called him a faggot, right? And it's like. And it says well, why do you mean? What how do you mean he called you a faggot? It's like, well, it's right here.
Yeah.
Here is her calling him a faggot. And it's also reasonably assumed that it could have happened. Well, obviously that's anyway. So it was assumed, he was trying to say that it was reasonable to assume that she was defaming and a civil conspiracy against Vic, right?
Okay.
The problem is the judge, instead of applying prima facie, which like I said, on its face, he went preponderance of the evidence, which was not required in this hearing.
Oh.
And of course, if you know what preponderance of the evidence means, that means, we showed, our guys show evidence, their guys show evidence, and whoever has the most evidence wins, essentially.
Wow. But
that's not the standard that was required in this hearing. So the judge misapplied, the standard.
Yeah, it seems like he done goofed.
He goofed up quite a bit in this situation.
Can anything be done about the fact that...
Well, we'll get to that. Okay. We'll get to that. So, and then it went on. So her case got dismissed, which I disagree, but whatever, Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then it got to what the situation with tortious interference with the contract. Now, we have actual, in this case, and I say we, I'm talking about the general we, not, because we've all, most of us seen this. We have text messages that Ron sent to the con owner of Kamea Con, Chris Slatosh, saying, if you don't remove Vic, we're not coming, and I'm going to pull sponsorships. Well, what did he do? He removed Vic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's tortious interference with a contract. That's fucking plain as day, you would think. But here's where the judge... In fact, Mike, look up tortious interference with a contract, state of Texas. Mike's my dictionary.
Contract Texas.
So, what happened? Okay, well, I'll let you know what. Once Mike gets it, I'm going to let him read it because I think that would be just a. And it's honestly one of those laws that is not that hard to understand. Read the first four parts of that, Mike. They should be numbered.
Texas tortious interference with existing contract. The elements of tortious interference with an existing contract are 1. An existing contract subject to interference. 2. A willful and intentional act of interference with a contract. 3. That proximately caused the plaintiff's injury. And 4. Caused actual damages or loss.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would have been really open and shut right there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you would think that.
Oh
but you see, Vic got invited back to Kamea Con.
Oh.
And so the judge was trying to say that there was no actual loss.
No, because being uninvited first still gives people time to, decide they're not going or whatever.
And also on top of that, Vic had to, at his expense, had to hire additional security, had to have...
Wow.
Let's see, what else he have? He had to move where he was going to be. He couldn't participate in any panels, for example.
Mm-hmm. Then yeah, dude. Then he's still having damages there.
Yeah. And like I said, that's and so that was his reason for dismissing the tortious interference claim.
And that's the first hearing.
Jeez.
And it went on. He dismissed it on Monica. He dismissed it on Ron. He dismissed it on Funimation.
What the hell?
Now, the actual defamation and civil conspiracy, he's going to consider, but that'll be in 30 days. And so, but judge says not enough damages and it gets worse. Ask me how. Well, you go ahead and type what you want to type, but I can explain what happened. The judge asked if there were any other damages, like any other cons that they could prove happened with tortious interference. And he said not at the moment because they haven't had discovery yet.
Yeah.
He's like, do you have another contract? Well, not yet. The only contract they had was the Kamehacon contract. And what gets me is they had an affidavit from Chris Slatosh stating very clearly that they were interfering with this contract.
Wow.
The judge was inconsistent. Yes. And it's like when J. Dolph LaFuhrer finally got up to do his presentation, he actually had a PowerPoint presentation that started off with a picture of a dumpster on fire.
Oh my God.
And he was saying
Super professional.
And he was saying this case is a dumpster fire.
Super professional. Oh my God.
So, yeah.
Oh no, something sounds like up with this judge. To be honest, like
prima facie of Kamehacon is proof for other conventions interference. That's the thing. It's like I mean, this is absolute proof that Ron Toye attempted to interfere with a contract, and in this case succeeded.
Yeah.
And Monica was in on it because Chris Slatosh's affidavit said so. He called her, and she said, the same thing that Ron was saying. In fact, Ron was talking to her in the background while they were on the phone. So that's clear cut. I don't know how the hell this judge decided that TI was not applicable in this situation. And that's why in a prima facie situation, it can be rightfully assumed if he did it with Kamehacon, he did it with other conventions.
Yeah. Wow. I don't think that this judge is qualified to this particular.
I think the judge,
to be honest,
is lazy. That's me being charitable. That he misapplied the actual law in this situation, essentially creating his own law. Because the way I look at this is that if that is not tortious interference, nothing is.
Yeah.
Nothing is. And I'm talking about even to Meyer and Wade's case.
Yeah, can't future lawyers bring this up?
That's the thing. If this doesn't get taken care of, they can say, well, this wasn't TI. I mean, it wasn't here, so why should it be?
It was in the case of was, the judge determined that's not torturous interference. Therefore, it's not in this case. Yeah, that's setting That's really setting up plenty of people to mess with a lot of people.
Like I said, it's making tortious interference nothing.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't exist. And I've heard some folks talk about, well, tortious interference is something, but I don't think there'll be a lot of damages there because the real damage is in the defamation. Yes, you get a bigger judgment out of defamation, but Vic lost 13 conventions this year because of this.
Yeah.
And on the low end, we're figuring Vic makes, this is before autographs, right?
Yeah.
On the low end, we figure Vic makes about $12,000 a convention.
Yeah, then that is a lot of money.
And like I said, that's on the low end because I think he gets, I believe my source told me most people get about $50 per autograph.
Dang.
So apparently my USB drives are not recognized.
Well.
Oh no.
Wow, they're all hitting at once. What the hell?
Oh no.
They're all going crazy. Anyway, I am a Texan, and Judge Shupp has made my radar for the wrong reasons. He picked the wrong case to be flippantly incompetent. Hashtag vote them out. I mean, I agree. Judge is not used to being scrutinized, and there is another case Chubb had to overturn himself too. Yes, there was a what do they call it? A mandama. I might be saying that wrong. Appeal, where it was a church case, right? It was a church where apparently there was this Protestant. I think it was a Protestant church. I can't remember. I might be wrong. It was a church. That's all that matters. It was a church, right? And this particular church was going to break off from the main church. Because, okay, put it this way. It's a Catholic church, and this Catholic church side is going to leave Rome, essentially. Leave the, actual archdiocese and all that other stuff, right? Chupp, instead of applying law, applied internal church law.
What?
What?
Yeah. And so the Texas Court of Appeals told him, no, you have to apply the actual law, not church made up law.
Wow.
If I remember correctly, it was a land dispute. The church says they owned it, but the church, the big church, said they owned it, and the little church said they owned it. So, and according to,
Especially when you consider everybody's technically helped paying for it.
well, yeah, but according to internal church doctrine, that the church belongs to the big church.
Mm-hmm.
But that's great and all, but that has nothing to do with actual legal precedent.
Wow.
So that was one. There's like at least 3 cases that I know he's had to either overturn or had been appealed against him.
Shardage.
And there was another case. I forgot what it was. It was. Damn.
God damn it.
All right.
La Chancla.
There we go.
I'm trying to remember.
Has been applied.
And there were some, and of course it's funny because now there are some reviews online, and these go back a few years. There's only 3 of them that I found, but it kind of makes sense.
He's a good politician, terrible lawyer.
No, well, yeah. It's like this. He's lazy. It's like I said. It seems like he's very lazy. He tries to cut the fat, but then he cuts too much, and then he adds. He adds things to the case that has nothing to do with the actual law. Because prima facie has nothing. You don't. If you're doing prima facie, if all that the TCPA requires is prima facie, you don't need preponderance of the evidence.
Yeah.
So, an incompetent judge. All right. Oh, this is actually. You know what? This is really good for fucking Rekieta's case.
Yeah, Rekieta is he lost the case, even though he's not a lawyer in this case, but he still lost.
No.
He got thoroughly destroyed and owned.
Mm-hmm.
But no, but
yeah,
yeah,
I gotta say, to setting that one precedence too about torture's interference, I have a feeling he's gonna have to walk that back some or something.
Yeah, because there's Jameson will know he'll know the actual term. There's 2 ways about this. It's like either I think it's like a filing to reconsider or something like that, where he has to actually, where they, like Ty, for example, would file a motion saying, "Hey, you didn't apply the law correctly, and here's why." Yeah. And then he could consider going back and doing it, or the hard way, going to the Court of Appeals. And like Jameson said, he tries to clear his docket, but the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
And I will motion to reconsider and file an appeal. Yeah, the motion to reconsider is basically saying, "Hey, you didn't apply this correctly. Hey, you want to look at it again?"
Yeah.
Because as the law is written, you can't do what you did.
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Jamie. Marky, even though it might not be worth bringing her back in, babe, don't celebrate.
Don't, please, no.
She's already been celebrating, but I wouldn't get too ahead of myself, baby girl, because you might be back. Yeah, Ty had to mention prima facie standard to preserve appeal. Exactly, and he did. He did mention prima facie standard. And I think the judge told him that he wasn't going to consider that, which was mind-boggling because that's the standard.
Wow, what the hell?
I think my feeling is Judge Chupp got a little bit annoyed with all the filings in this case.
That's probably it, actually.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Because essentially the defendants were throwing paper, right? They were just throwing paper at everything. And Ty, of course, had to answer all that paper. right?
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, I had to just gathering here. So that that's the whole thing. It's like, and then like Ty filing late on his answer to their TCPA filing. Well, he didn't file late. It was late by as in it was an error, and then he did a Second Amendment petition, which is what Jameson mentioned earlier, which is kind of like squaring up some things because they said, they're trying to say Ty committed fraud because he had a what do you call it? A notary, the affidavits were notarized by him, but there's no way they could have been notarized in person because one of the guys was in Japan at the time. So the other side was trying to accuse him of fraud. He's like, well, no big deal. We'll just, have those taken out, and then we'll file them as unsworn, what do you call them? Unsworn, not testimony, but anyway, it's just as legal, and it's just as, applicable to, you could be found in contempt of court if you're lying kind of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Markey's up to the same BS. Yep. Well, it looks like... Well, look at who filed the least things. Jamie Markey's attorney. Yep. He did not file late because defendants filed amended. Well, they're going to say late, but I said he wasn't late. It's whatever. Yes, unsworn statements, I think is the word I'm looking for. I think it's statements. But I know affidavits. That's the sworn. They're usually sworn. Yeah, it's like unsworn. But whatever, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Either way, those were considered, but apparently the judge didn't read them because if he did, he would have seen Slatosh's, and that would have been slam dunk. Ti, slam dunk. And I also had Chuck Huber's thing where he talked about how basically Chris Abbott ran a casting couch, and all that good, interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is the basics of it. And like I said, so the defamation and the civil conspiracy for Funimation, Toei, and Monica are still in play. They will be heard in 30 days, which, if it lines up perfectly and we use business days, you're looking at about October the 18th. Around abouts. We'll see how that goes. As far as the media's coverage, the judge yelled at Lemoyne. Yeah, he told Lemoyne at one point, because Lemoyne was doing that PowerPoint presentation, and like Ty eventually he objected and he overruled him, but then he looked at Lemoyne and said, "Get to the point."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was grandstanding. He was doing a bunch of grandstanding. Now, here's the biggest bit of grandstanding. Dallas Morning News. You remember a couple months ago, or about a month or so ago, we talked about that article they wrote with that horrible picture of Monica and Jamie?
Yeah.
Oh, that was terrible.
Well, here's another one. And I'm glad they labeled this one as opinion and commentary, because that's all it is, and she's still wrong. Even in her opinion, she's wrong.
Yeah.
In anime's Me Too moment, Vic Mignogna a no-show at Tarrant County hearing, and his case is mostly an unholy mess.
What? Jesus.
Now, I'm sure that if you so happen to look up this lady's previous articles, Miss Sharon Grigsby, you would find that she wrote an article about a certain attorney who had West Nile virus at some point. I'm not saying that, there might be some, collusion going on in that situation. I'm not implying that. I would never imply somebody is colluding with the media. Why would I do something so silly? That would be crazy, right? Why would an attorney do that?
These people, I swear to God.
Who uses PowerPoint anymore? Use Windows Movie Maker at least. This fluff piece. She also follows Doucette. Oh God. I got some news about Doucette. I found something last night.
Oh, I've got. Hold on.
What?
She'll figure it out. Don't worry. Come on, Piper. Come on. Come on, yeah.
Fucking messenger was popping up with a bunch of shit in my way. Couldn't get it to go away. Okay.
Just give. I'm just looking at. I'm in another window, pulling up the information. Yep, here it is. I'll have that reserved for later, and I'm going to show y'all something. Yeah, and it's going to be funny. I'm not going to go through the entirety of the article, but I'm just showing how it's framed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Markey left, and Monica Rial walk into the Tom Vandergrift Civil Courts building in Fort Worth Friday before hearing Judge Chupp's courtroom. State District Judge John Chupp must come from a family of firefighters, because Friday he managed a hearing in his Tarrant County courtroom that was more a dumpster blaze than legal proceeding.
Wow.
Now, where did she get that idea from? Friday was a significant milestone in a civil lawsuit brought by local anime voice actor Vic Mignogna against two of his Dallas area colleagues, the fiancé of one of the women, and a company that cut ties with him. Mignogna says their statements about his inappropriate behavior with women amount to an unfair campaign to destroy his career. His accusers say his lawsuit is aimed at silencing them. No, it's about restoring his reputation, idiot.
Yeah, seriously.
After 3 hours of arguments between a tightly scripted defense team and Mignogna's astonishingly unorganized and at times ill-prepared and illogical attorney, Chupp dismissed a number of claims and promised to rule on the remainder in the next 30 days. Now, there were times that Ty there were some things Ty did screw up. I'm not going to say he didn't. However, Piper.
Yeah.
You go in for a driving test, right?
Yeah.
And they pull out an airplane.
Yeah.
That would be a little bit, and they said you have to fly this airplane to get your driver's license.
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
That's essentially what happened with Ty. He came in ready to argue a prima facie case.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's had to do a preponderance of the evidence case. And I've heard people say, "Oh, he should have been prepared for either one." I was like, dude. According to the law, which you people listen, if you listen to and read the law says he has to provide a prima facie case, not a preponderance of the evidence case. Okay? That means that according to the law, that is the requirement, and that is the thing that he has to meet. Is a prima facie case. Once the judge starts tossing out stuff that's basically preponderance of the evidence, that's going to fuck up your case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hope, man, this dude needs to not be a judge.
Somebody needs to run against him, in all honesty.
Yeah, he needs to.
He was appointed.
He needs to lose his spot.
Yeah, here's the thing. He was appointed. I believe he was appointed, and it was also one of those family, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, I'll get your son an appointment on the court kind of thing.
Oh boy.
One of them backroom deals, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
It's like it's one of those like very it's like we're not really saying that this is happening, but it totally did happen, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This case
not
is
qualified.
Now, here's the dramatics of this article. This case is the first big test of the Me Too movement in the multi-million-dollar anime industry. In this instance, Mignogna is digging in, fighting back in court. Given the high-stakes issues at play, it's troubling that the case has turned into a circus.
They do realize that their lawyer and them, they definitely played a huge part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they provided all the clowns, so.
Yeah. You're gonna love this in a second. Okay. As one of the defense lawyers, Andrea Perez, told me earlier this summer, this case is something I wake up thinking about, and it's the last thing I think about when I go to sleep. I too, being a woman and a woman lawyer. Well, guys, I'm just saying I didn't know you could be a woman and a woman lawyer. Fuck.
Wow. Shit.
I thought women just women when they became lawyers, they just grabbed their nuts and put them on and went to court.
Like they just become dudes when they go in the courtroom. Yeah.
Yeah, I just assumed that. I am shocked and appalled.
Wow, a woman and a woman lawyer.
Yeah, that's Mike, what do you think of that? That's a revelation, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say so. Goodness.
This hit me particularly hard because I have experiences too. You all have experiences, don't you?
Everybody got looked at the wrong way sometime in their life.
Oh my God, they all have experiences. There is no way on this earth that every fucking woman who has dealt with this kind of cases in some way or another have all had, quote, experiences. It is not possible statistically.
Yeah, at least not experiences on the level that it should matter, like in court. Because remember what they count as experiences: being catcalled, anybody looking at them the wrong way. Mm-hmm. My eyes are up here. That's an experience. I was assaulted by that dude's eyes.
It's kind of like, and this is one of the few times you'll ever actually hear me defend Joe Biden. But I saw this weekend, they said he was holding this woman's hand while he was talking to her, and she said, "You don't understand. That just felt very upsetting and creepy." I'm like, Joe Biden is 77 years old. That's the way they did things. They just took you by the hand and talked to you. He'd do it to a dude. Yeah. That's just the way Joe Biden is. I'm like, yeah, the whole sniffing women's hair, that's kind of creepy. I'm not going to say it's not. But, grab, taking a woman's hand.
I just think it's funny that that's the thing that came out as creepy and not all of the actual creepy looking shit.
Like sniffing the hair and the...
Yeah. That seems kind of inappropriate, especially where he does it.
There is this one video online, and it's actually hilarious. It's I think Mike's seen it, where it's Biden is I think it's him and Jeff Sessions are in this thing, and Sessions has his granddaughter next to him, and Biden goes, he's going to touch her head, and fucking Sessions smacks his hand.
Oh, I've seen so many videos. Oh.
I mean, right up, he's going to he's going to just kind of pat her on the head, and all of a sudden,
don't you do that? Don't.
Holy crap!
I know there is.
See, that's funny. What comes out is creepy, not all the actual creepy looking.
I know there is too often silence. So to be able to support and help get women out there to talk about what they have been going through is important to me. Well, because the law isn't.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. Look at this bullshit.
Look. If something happened to you, yes, by all means, people shouldn't shut you up, and you should definitely be able to talk about it and stuff. Make sure it's actually happened first, though.
Piper,
make sure it's true.
Piper, look at the screen. Look at this bullshit. This is the frame up. This is the. Look at this.
Oh man.
Oh. It's just really.
Wow.
Comfort each other during a hearing on Friday on various civil claims, including defamation brought against them, Brielle's fiance Ron Toye, and Funimation Productions voice actor Vic Mignogna. Guess who wasn't there? Ron.
Right?
Oh no.
He wasn't there to comfort her. Ooh.
I'm gonna tell you why in a minute.
I have a feeling I know, but yeah.
See, I think Piper already she's already catching what I'm throwing here.
Yeah, I'm getting
You're getting the vibe. You're getting that vibe
in this game. Yeah.
Yeah, you're seeing the vibe now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing the game, the whole game.
Yeah. Mignogna has a voice of hundreds, blah, 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 blah. By January, record-breaking, blah, 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 blah. Online, thousands of anime fans rushed to pick their side in warfare. Hashtag kick Vic and hashtag I stand with Vic. Mignogna repeatedly, and sometimes in great detail, denied the allegations. Amid the outcry, Fowler Mound-based Funimation Productions, which dubs and distributes animation. Well, we already know all this bullshit. Friday, the 401st District Court gallery was packed with interested parties, and many of them were there to support Real and Markey. But Mignogna was nowhere to be found. Perhaps that was for the best, given how often befuddled oral arguments of his Tyler-based attorney, Ty Beard. And the many...
dude, if the fucking judge didn't understand law to that extent, I'd be fucking pissed too!
That's another thing. He declared Vic a limited purpose public figure based on how many people were in the courtroom.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that that's not allowed. I'm no law expert, but I'm pretty sure that's fucking stupid.
Also, on top of that, that's kind of stupid because from what I understand, there were like 5 people there that were you would consider stand with Vic. That includes Nick Rekieta and a few other folks, right? Mm-hmm. There were like at least 20 people for Real and Markey.
And how many of them did they have to pay to show up? They all be like, okay, who are you? You want to make $20? Who are you?
I'm gritting my teeth right now, and I'm trying not to.
That picture just screams.
yeah. Well, somebody sent in the
chat.
Fake. Yeah, and somebody sent in the chat, in the arms of an angel plays in the distance.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, those poor women were probably actually giggling and trying not to make sound.
And listen to this. And the many worldwide Mignogna fans who have contributed to the massive GoFundMe for his legal fees, a war chest which now stands at $242,000. That's not really that massive, as far as.
But if it's that massive and all that stuff, if they think that's huge, then I'm pretty sure that does mean he's a normal ass public figure.
Yeah.
If he's going by how many people or whatever.
Yeah. Might as well have wanted their money back if they had been in the courtroom today. Oh, God.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I want a refund on my donation. What? I'd like to tell you.
Y'all ended up getting a fucking incompetent judge. I want a refund.
Listen to this. I'd like to tell you what Beard thought of his performance. Ditto for being able to say with authority that the reason Mignogna was not on hand. The defense team believes he had a professional appearance in California. But Beard refused to speak to me as he left the courtroom. Why would he?
Yeah, seriously, you're already twisting shit, so yeah. I mean...
Likewise, just as he refused to talk when I wrote previously about this case, he did not respond to my email earlier this week to seeking comment. Huh. Mm-hmm. Now, here is something right here. Ditto for being able to say with authority the reason Mignogna was not on hand. The defense team believes he was had a professional appearance in California. It's interesting. We'll get to that in a minute. From the moment Chup first called on Beard during Friday's hearing, the attorney seemed totally unprepared. Dead air while he fumbled for documents or answers seemed to take up as much time as Beard's actual responses. I've sat in 24 or more civil and criminal courtrooms, and I've never seen anything like this. This was a hearing, you dummy.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
This was not a trial. This is a hearing. At the end of the proceedings, which went an hour longer than the court had allocated. Nope, actually it didn't. It actually didn't.
Oh, retard alert!
Seriously, I'm losing fucking brain cells.
Now that's funny because he said at the end of her proceedings. That's not at all how it happened. She's telling a different story. This is not what happened.
Be able to get in trouble for
As
that.
he was going along, he was dismissing things, or saying this could be this or that, right? He wasn't just like at the end he decided to do this. That's idiotic. Lady, please tell the truth if you're going to lie. I mean, tell some truth if you're going to lie.
At least try to make it believable and remember other people were fucking there. Like
all except defamation against Funimation. All except defamation and conspiracy against Real and Toye. Those outstanding claims are weighty ones. Funimation and Real and Toei are still on a sharp hook. I suspect Chup needed to give more consideration and study each before making his ruling. Or maybe the amateurish performance of the plaintiff's legal team had just worn on his last nerve to the point that the extremely patient judge needed a break.
Jesus Christ.
In contrast to the buttoned-down, PowerPoint-proficient defense lawyers. Now, I want to point out, Judge Chup was very annoyed at Lemoyne.
Yeah,
very annoyed.
They're not gonna write that part.
No, he found that PowerPoint presentation to be utter shit. Utter
That was the wrong one, but still.
Well, it works, yeah.
It sounds like the defense's fucking little presentation was.
Yeah. Beard was not ready for a stage like this. Too often his response to Chup about an exhibit was or fact was, at this time I can't find it. That's because he didn't need to bring it.
Yeah.
Because it's not a preponderance of the evidence. It's prima facie. And by the way, do you notice they always pick like the worst picture of Vic to put in these?
Oh yeah. I see. My answer would have been just repeatedly, "This is a prima facie." So.
Well, that's why he kept.
I would have just said over and over that period. Like.
Well, he did that so he has grounds for appeal. So, at one point in Beard's arguments against Markey, Chup said, "I don't think you have any evidence, and that's your problem."
Wow. Fucking goddamn it.
Beard later reacted with surprise when Chup indicated that he had dropped all claims against Markey. Wait, defamation was dismissed as well? Yes, I said that a long time ago, Chup had pointed out. Now, see, now you just contradicted your lie.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, up here you said at the end of the proceedings, and down here you said later that he had dismissed them earlier. Wait. Someone can't keep their facts straight. In another exchange, a slightly exasperated Chup said, "Am I not being clear?" And Beard responded, "No, Your Honor. It's not that I'm not listening, to which it's that I'm not listening," to which you just said, "It would help if you would." And that was taking out of context because from what I understand, that was more like jovial. Kind of like a joke, jokey thing back and forth. That was not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was, he was like, "Am I not being clear?" And Beard said, responded, "No, Your Honor, it's not that, it's that I'm not listening," kind of like, haha. And then, Judge, haha, well, it would help if you would. It wasn't like he was admonishing him. Nobody was admonishing, nobody was like, censured or fucking, called out of order or anything like that. It was, they're making this out to be something that it wasn't. I've got a dozen more examples, but you probably get the picture. No, I don't, because you're lying.
Yeah.
None of this means Chup will rule against the plaintiffs on the remaining claims. For instance, he was very interested in Beard's arguments about implied defamation by Funimation, which was vague in its tweets related to Mignogna's termination at a time when vile accusations were flying around on social media. Implied defamation, which was vague. It's not very vague. Chup pointedly noted that several hundred individual tweets by Toei, who repeatedly used the labels predator online in reference to Mignogna, and said more than 100 individuals had made, quote, accusations of assault, and that allegations were, quote, corroborated, and that, quote, they were mounds of testimony. He also was keenly interested in emails provided by Beard that showed communication between Real and Funimation about Mignogna after his termination. Earlier, the plaintiffs finally had focused on Real's lengthy February 19th tweet in which she allegedly that Mignogna grabbed her in a hotel room and forcibly kissed her without her consent at an anime convention in 2007, which that story has changed several times since that tweet.
What happened to the must, like, throwing her... Mm-hmm. Throwing her anywhere.
Yeah, nobody's throwing that bitch anywhere. Excuse my language. Real said that she decided to go public with her account of Mignogna's actions, quote, to put a face to the voices. No, you wanted him fucking fired because you wanted him out of the way because he's too fucking popular, and you're pissed off because you didn't get fucking credit on a DVD that you were both on.
My name wasn't on the box.
I was like, that sounded so fucking petty, right?
Yeah.
His name's on the box.
I'm always best girl, but my name wasn't on the box.
Although her case is not over, Rial told me she was relieved by Friday's outcome because of all the mistruths that have spread. Today was about the actual evidence that a judge can see, and we have a lot of it, and the other side has nothing. Bullshit. Bullshit. That is a fucking lie. That is fucking bullshit. There is mountains of evidence if it could have been presented in the fucking courtroom.
Yeah.
Marchie is off the hook, but still dead set on, quote, making sure that people hear the truth. No, she's not. No, she's not. The two women are steadfast that this case, despite the pain and harassment that has come with it, will make a difference. They're not suing him, you idiot!
Oh my god.
Oh God, listen to this as we parted.
Best woman lawyer ever.
As we parted in the Fort Worth courtroom, Rial smiled through her tears. We want other women to see what we got through it. We are getting through it. It will be okay for them too. Now for my opinion. You know what this was originally going to say? This headline here. In anime's Me Too moment, two brave women face their accuser in Tarrant County hearing. That's why they wanted Vic there.
Yeah.
Is that what you gathered, Piper?
Yeah.
That it was all show. It was a fucking dog and pony show.
Yeah, they wanted Vic there so they could be like, "Look how scared they are of him."
Oh no!
That's also why they didn't want Ron there.
No,
because then they wouldn't look as helpless.
So yeah, they had to be stunning and brave to face their accuser.
Yeah, so yeah, that's why Ron not there.
Mm-hmm. Nobody was. Only the lawyers were required to show up for this thing.
Yeah, they showed up for a photo op.
Yeah. Only the lawyers were. Oh, and look, they got matching pink hair. Isn't that cute?
They were so scared.
You have no idea what he did to me. You have no idea.
No, I got some idea. It's you're both fucking liars, and it's your cuck of a boyfriend, Monica, made things worse for you. You might have been all right if you just left him out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he'd have stayed the fuck out of it, you might have been all right. But no, he had to get his little dumbass involved. Real smart there, dummy.
Mm-hmm.
God, it's like
abusers are like that, man. As soon as they see somebody they think they can put the attention on,
you know, if Monica,
they are all about it.
If Monica and Jamie had a tag team, they'd be called Thunder Chunky.
Sounds like a freaking Ben and Jerry's flavor.
I'd buy Thunder Chunky.
I know a girl like
Chunky.
that.
Let's see what we got in chat. That you acted petty in an attempt to destroy a man's life with no evidence and then got away with it. Fucking bitches. Yep. Vic was smart. This is a PR stunt.
Yeah.
Straight how to destroy a man handbook. That was the whole thing. That would have been the headline. If Vic had have been there, that's what it would have been said.
And you said that they tried to make him be there.
They subpoenaed him to be at this hearing.
Yeah.
There was no and of course immediately a motion to quash was issued. And that puts a hold on it immediately. So it was not going to happen.
It is so funny that that whole if that got out that they had subpoenaed him to be there and he went ahead and showed up because he thought he had to or whatever.
Yeah.
Then the entire thing, I mean, it would be spun into, oh no, look at them having to face Vic and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But then, still be floating around like, if they're so scared of him, why the fuck did they make him go there when he didn't need to?
Yeah. And I like this. We are currently revamping our comment system, and it will return soon.
Yeah, okay.
I have another little article from the Mary Sue. This is a short one.
Oh, Jesus.
And, of course, They get it wrong immediately.
Oh, what's the Mary Sue?
Things we saw today. Vic Mignogna's defamation suit dismissed. A win for victims. That's not what happened.
Wow.
One person got dismissed. That was it.
Wow.
But I just wanted to point out that, I'm not even going to read the article because,
Jesus. Yeah, it's the Mary Sue.
I just wanted to point
all
out
their
that.
shit is garbage.
Oh, look. Also, CBR, of all places. Judge delivers ruling in Vic Mignogna defamation lawsuit. I mean, you could call it that, but it's going to get appealed.
Yeah. That judge really needs to step down if he has this many fuck-ups under his belt. Mm-hmm. Especially when said fuck-ups can fuck other people over in the future.
So, we were talking about Greg Doucette.
Uh-oh.
Greg Doucette opened this GoFundMe 2 days ago. Transcript of Percy's implosion.
What?
He wants to purchase the transcript. That apparently cost $1,100.
What the fuck?
Jameson! Does that sound correct? Does that sound like the price for a fucking transcript? Sounds a little bit high.
If that's a public document, don't you just mostly pay for them to print it?
Yeah, I don't think you would be paying $1,100 for it. That's how much they cost?
Yeah, you kind of pay a fee for them to do shit.
No. It's about that cost.
Why would it cost so much?
What?
You got a whole bunch of clerks that are basically in the way, and that there's a whole bunch of other people that need to get the transcripts done before you.
Yep.
And it essentially costs per hour and per time invested into reading, watching, or listening to whatever is being recorded.
So this is like if the transcripts weren't already made, then you're paying for somebody to transcribe it because they don't already exist.
They can be that much, but an attorney should be able to afford it. Well, we are talking about Greg.
Cost less if you file Freedom of Information Act. Yeah.
Now, I thought, but it's a funny thing because like a couple months ago he did a whole thing where he was trying to so he could practice law in Texas. What happened to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's look at
the brokest supposed lawyer ever. What the fuck is going on?
Oh, it gets better, Piper. I'm going to show you something.
Oh my God.
Okay. So let's look through the donations, right? Is this open on?
Everybody should be fucking worried. I don't think he can get clients when he has this out in the public all the time.
Okay, guys. I want to let's look through his list of people who have donated. Okay, if you don't mind. Nothing impaired. Okay, there's Emmett Plant. I think that's a voice actor. We're gonna see some names you've seen before. Nobody's standing out really. Nobody real standing out.
Nobody. Nope.
Josh Oles, don't know how to. Emily Snodgrass. That's interesting name. This keeps going down. Samantha Ferreira. I don't know who that is. Michelle Travis. Dominique Sky. Oh, there's a bitch. I'm just saying. Anonymous. John Roberts. Lynn Hunt. Oh, there's another bitch.
Cute. If I was dumb enough to donate to this, I'd want to stay anonymous.
Right? Yeah. Ryan Murphy. I mean, they got some names here. It's interesting. Trey Dorn. Anonymous. What is this? Greg, did you donate to your own GoFundMe?
Oh my God!
Greg, Greg, did you just commit fraud?
Looks like you're fucked.
Greg.
What the fuck?
Greg, did you just commit fraud to GoFundMe? Did you just donate to your own GoFundMe to spike the numbers, Greg? I know it's only $10 and you're probably thinking, well, I'm getting it right back, so it's no big deal.
But my man's.
Greg. Did you tweet? Did you grift these people of $1,100 so you could pay your rent, Greg? Breaking news on Graded Point 5. I can't believe nobody else found this. I found this last night. I showed it to a couple people, but I said, you know what? I'm saving this for the show.
Oh my! So this isn't even out yet. Like, this should be floating around.
This is not out.
Greg.
I found this last night. Greg
Yeah,
donated to his own GoFundMe. You can't do that. In fact, Piper, me and you, I think you and I have both done GoFundMes.
Yes.
And I believe it very clearly says, do not donate to your own GoFundMe.
I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it should, because why the fuck are you asking for the money if you can donate it to yourself?
Now, wait a minute,
No,
Greg.
wait a minute, Greg.
Now, wait a minute, Greg. No! I bet you were wondering why I was going through all those names. And you're like, what's he
Makes
trying
me
to...
wonder how many of those anonymous are him, and this is be the time that he forgot.
Oh, Greg. I mean, I'm glad you had $10, Greg. I'm not,
So you're not totally poor. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can afford a something awful account.
He probably, I guarantee you, Greg Doucette has a something awful account. I guarantee he has a something awful account.
This needs to be everywhere. Oh shit. Oh,
Because
we got a rap show.
hey,
Two things real quick.
yes.
One, Greg could have better spent his money paying $10 to the Graded Point 5.
Exactly.
And the other is you missed two of the best fucking names. If you if you scroll up a bit from Greg or T Greg, there's a Russ Shackelford whose middle initial I will put money on is T.
Yeah. There's Russ
And
Shackelford.
Filthy Wish Dragon.
Yes, I see that. Yes.
So, granted, people are fucking with it,
Yeah.
but how the fuck do you commit? T. Greg, you're a lawyer.
I seriously doubt that. I seriously doubt he
Probably
is.
not practicing. I mean,
He has an
This
office
is
in
like-
Durham. That's all I know. I know he has an office in Durham. That's,
T. Greg's. I guess the closest thing I can compare him to is imagine like a wrestler with a huge amount of ring rust going for a pile driver and just breaking his opponent's neck.
Yeah. Except Greg did this to himself somehow.
Yeah. Oh no, it's like
I bet he
Lesnar
lives.
in-
I bet he lives in that office.
It's oh fuck. It's Brock Lesnar going for a shooting star press and breaking his own neck.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody with better Photoshop skills than me wants to Photoshop T. Greg onto Brock Lesnar breaking his own neck.
His office is the back of a newspaper stand. I mean, it might as well be.
His office is the dumpster behind the newspaper.
And he lives there.
I mean,
Got a pillow and everything.
I just can't believe. I mean, how many? If anybody been following Rekieta, and they following, he's gotten several super chats. I mean, very high dollar super chats, right? Where they say, "Put this into GoFundMe." He says, "I can't."
Yeah.
He says, "I cannot donate to my own to the GoFundMe that I started."
Yeah.
You know.
A third party can that he is not affiliated with. But
Yeah, that's why he tells people if you want to donate to the GoFundMe, donate yourself. You know.
Yeah. Go there and do it.
Yeah.
I think you should totally DM screenshots of this to Rackets, though.
I believe I will.
Oh,
think
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
show it to Rackets. I don't know if he knows about it. I found it last night. I found it last
Shit.
night.
Well,
And
Ace Detective work, man.
Yeah, and I don't know what made me do it. And I'm not saying that I reported it already.
We're not saying that graded .5 is actually breaking news, but
Yeah. I'm not saying it's already been reported, but this is the email that I received for GoFundMe.
Can you read it? Because I can't see it.
Well, it's just a standard saying, their trust and safety team will take a look at it, and
Oh, okay.
they can't actually tell me the results of the investigation, kind of thing.
God, T. Greg, you know what wire fraud is.
Yeah. You're supposed to be a lawyer. You profess to be so smart, right?
Oh my god.
So
I have a feeling too, because he has another GoFundMe. Okay, guys, I found some other things last night. Of course, we already knew about the CPAP machine, right?
Right.
Okay, we knew about the CPAP. We knew about the him trying to get on, so he could get on the bar in Texas, which apparently it's not happened.
Yeah. Did that one end? How much money did he manage to?
4,000, I think it was, something like that. He also just do this. T. Greg Doucette.
I was gonna say, did he donate to that one too?
No, I found one even better, guys. You're gonna love this one. Here it is. He was bringing a lawsuit for somebody else, and he's having to fund the lawsuit.
Wait. Say that again. You broke up.
He's suing the Winterville Police Department here in North Carolina, right? Mm-hmm. On behalf of somebody else, of course, for a client, and he's had to fund that lawsuit with a GoFundMe.
What the fuck? That's what?
I thought it was fine for the person who is the defendant or plaintiff to raise the money themselves, but not the lawyer on their behalf.
There's not supposed to. It's supposed to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just supposed to do the case.
Here's where here's why I'm a little bit concerned about this case. This is the person that I want to say I think it's Dion, even though it's got a J in it. But so I hope the guy isn't named Dijon, but it could be. I'm gonna say okay, so say Dijon. Okay, Dijon Sharp commented, "I want to deeply thank you guys for all the support. As Dijon Sharp, I have to say that this is a dream I plan to implement for a while."
What?
As a human being.
What the fuck?
Hello, my name is Raptro. I love hot dogs, Coca-Cola.
I have to say this is a dream I have planned to implement for a while. It is for all humanity. It is not about black nor white. It is about being a citizen, knowing your rights, and doing just that to ensure full safety. But nevertheless, as a active stand-up black man, not black space man, but black man, I've endured.
What?
It's related to Steve.
I've endured countless attacks on my character physically and verbally. Sharp versus WPD. This is my therapy. This is my career. This is our legacy. Help me take charge and lead the new wave. Hashtag free Dante
What?
Sharp. Hashtag justice for Dijon.
Man, if
What
my
the
career amounted
fuck?
to $3,210, I'd hang myself in mud.
Oh my god! Is he saying that his career is
This is
Suing
GoFundMe, or I guess just
police?
suing the cop.
I'm scrolling through this to see if I want to see if Greg donated to this one too.
Yeah. Well, for one, it seems like he should be running his GoFundMe, not
Yeah, I mean, you set up an account to comment on it,
Yeah.
right.
unless. Well, no.
Well, I think we know Greg knows how to open a GoFundMe. I mean, let's be honest. Greg definitely knows how to run a GoFundMe. And he calls Rackets a grifter. Get the fuck out of here, Greg.
Oh shit!
I mean, that's pretty much.
Sorry, I slammed my hand down on my phone. I was laughing a little too hard.
Well, he did
Maybe-
he closed his CPAP one.
Oh no!
But the title of it was Death Abatement Equipment for T. Greg.
Other way at all.
No, he doesn't.
Oh my god.
I know he's filed for bankruptcy. I believe that was found out.
I believe it. I couldn't get enough GoFundMe scam donations.
Well, I would love to pay this bill, but unfortunately I donated to myself and it hasn't gone through yet. It's such an idiotic thing to do, right? Because not only are you donating money, you're going to lose money because of the fees.
Yeah, so you're getting less money back. It's not the same $10. Like, what the fuck? And if you have the money to blow on that, why do you have the fucking GoFundMe?
Like somebody said, this is my career. Sounds like Doucette talk.
Right?
I want to point something out here. As somebody who has worked in, I guess, the caretaking field, like, I know how much a CPAP machine costs and how much, like, oh god, I forget, the oxygen machine.
Yeah.
And the tube. Oxygen machines typically are much more expensive than CPAPs.
Mm-hmm.
And CPAPs are much more easily covered by insurance.
Yes, that's true. Now remember, though, he had no insurance.
It's cheaper to get insurance than pay for an oxygen. Also, the fucking picture you're forcing us to look at on stream, it looks like he shoved earbuds up his nose and then taped it to his face.
I know, I was gonna say, it doesn't make me feel sorry for him at all.
Yeah, but
And that doesn't look like medical equipment.
Yeah, it's like, that doesn't look like oxygen.
And the heartbeat sensor looks like it's from the 80s, so it's like, it kind of looks like he raided a Goodwill for this shit.
It might. This is Greg we're talking about, and they
there's no way that oxygen's pumping through that.
If you run it over your ears, the ears are fake. Are we breaking more news on Graded .5 right now?
Oh god, it would be hilarious. You know, actually, that ear does look photoshopped back there, doesn't it?
Oh god, yeah, no, I ran the fucking. I looked up the picture of Monica and whatever the fuck the other one's name is. That's not.
That's not important.
Yeah.
Well, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
But just for shits and giggles, I ran the photo that the fucking newspaper had through the photo fucking editor. It looks through pixels.
Yeah.
You can see the line of pixels where they just whitened Monica's teeth together.
That's probably every picture of her where teeth show because it always looks creepy and unnatural. That's probably
Maybe she
why.
should learn to be like a human and not show teeth. Like that's like what you're going to do if you're threatening something and you want something to leave you alone. It's a natural instinct.
I'm just going to take a screenshot of this.
Oh god, no! I think I just remembered what Monica reminds me of with her teeth. I'll post a picture of it and
in the thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get down to the. Here we go.
Yeah, there you.
Oh. 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 Yeah. Oof.
I haven't
Exactly.
seen a girl like that.
Jesus.
Poor girl.
Lemoyne shares the CPAP with you. Said puff puff pass.
think they actually make like CPAP hoses for couples where it like splits at one point and it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so the two fatties can.
I mean, I don't understand how
that's
people
sad.
that big would fit in a bed together, but
Snap that and send it to Kiwi Farms. Lol. I mean, I don't have an account on Kiwi Farms, unlike Shane Holmberg, and Mars Girl. I actually don't go. I actually don't go to the doxing website, quote unquote, as they call it.
I may be a terrible person, but that doesn't mean I associate with every other terrible person.
Exactly. I mean,
Right?
hold on. Where was it? Yeah.
What the fuck is that? It's Monica. Early days before filters and shit.
Yeah, that's Monica before the rekindling of the fire.
I just put a screenshot of that on the screen. I will be sending that to the rackets.
Jameson, comparing Mr. Ed to Monica is very unfair. Mr. Ed was quite articulate.
If only you could get that on the same page that shows that it's his own thing that he's donated to.
Well, I will. What I'm going to do is send it to Nick and send him a link to the GoFundMe, and and I say just to this is just confirming,
Just scroll down and you should see this.
Yeah. Just scroll down enough and you'll see it in the donations. Oh, Greg, that's just.
And too bad you can't rescind your own donation once it's through.
Yeah.
Unless you call your bank and have them do a chargeback, but that's technically illegal.
Mm-hmm.
If God, Greg, you really fucked up.
Great.
I'm going. You know what? Would y'all like to see me tweet it to him? I mean, send it to him live.
Live tweet.
Oh, yeah!
Okay. All right.
Show us your password.
No, I'm already logged in, so.
Oh.
Send
That
direct
log
me-
out, then log back in live on stream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. It ended right when the screen changed. Yay.
And what was it? There you go. Paste. Send him that. Greg donated to his own GFM.
Have you searched for his name on any of his other ones?
I looked. I didn't see. See, he took down the one for the CPAP, and I can't find the one for the where he was trying to get on the Texas bar. I don't know if I'm missing that or what, but I couldn't find it.
Maybe he took that one down too.
Yeah, maybe he realized, oh shit, that's a bad idea.
Still a bit too late. Jesus Christ.
Jesus!
Well, I was able to find the German version of it.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. But I cannot get access to. Yeah, it won't let me get access to anything. So it's like a locked version. He got 1,260.
Yeah.
Uh,
And apparently, if I'm understanding, it wouldn't cost him actually that much to.
Yeah.
I'm speculating he's doing these once in a while just to get money to pay his rent.
Yeah, seriously.
Because
Well, I mean, you do still have to pay to rent those dumpsters. Like,
yeah.
you got to pay for the trash pickup and shit. So he
Well,
probably
see, that's
doesn't get new
bullshit, because-
furniture every month.
That's bullshit. Because we rented one of them big ass dumpsters one time to like clean out like my grandma's house.
Yeah.
And that's like it was only like $50 a month. It's not like that much. He could, you would think that he
Yeah,
could,
renting them doesn't actually cost that much.
Yeah.
You pay to rent the thing, and then, which is almost part of it's a deposit anyway. And then, well, he might never get that back if he's living there.
Yeah.
Unless he gets a new one every once in a while, upgrades or whatever. And then the service to come pick it up and take it to the dump and whatever. So yeah, he's getting He's making rent and then some.
Yeah.
Oh, you sly fucker. He
Oh, yeah?
locks the fucking GoFundMe after it's done, and only donors have access to the information.
Oh, well, he should have locked this one when he got it funded.
Well, does it still have time on it?
I mean, there's no time on a GoFundMe. It just goes till it's either fulfilled.
It basically goes until you decide.
Well, you know what this means, don't you?
He's gonna lock it. Well,
Archive.
Hurry up and archive, and hopefully they'll investigate his other one.
Mm-hmm.
Since this one got reported, I hope that means that they'll automatically investigate the other ones.
Oh my god! If you look through the fucking GoFundMe, the Percy's implosion or whatever.
Yeah.
He has the fucking links to the fucking Dallas News. Anime gets its own Me Too movement. Just
Yeah, he does shit like that. Yeah, he's like, he thinks, and then he's got idiots who will fucking actually donate to him. So, all right, it's not the best archive in the world, but it seems to have most of it. It doesn't. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the. You can't like click on the see all for the.
Oh, plus if you capture everything in pictures, then
Yeah. It's all right. There's an archive and there's a screenshot. So. Greg, you silly man. And it tells you he doesn't have a lot of money because he only put in 10. I honestly, it does seem like Piper said, it seems like he forgot to log out of his account.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how many anonymous ones were also him to just try
Either
and make it look popular.
him or some of these other people who are involved with Kick Vic. You know, they'll do one in their real name and then they'll go and put some more. But it's like, dude, it doesn't just put it all in there. If you want to put $200, do it. You know, just whatever. I ain't telling people how to donate. If they want to donate to something frivolous like that, go for fuck head. You know, oh, you're gonna get a transcript of what everybody already fucking knows. Good job.
Okay, right?
I mean, he might be a little upset because, like, you know, fucking Nick makes that kind of money in like a couple of hours on YouTube. So I mean, donated to his own GoFundMe. Silly.
I hope he did it to the other ones.
Like I said, I couldn't find it on the one where he's like trying to fund a case. Nick is going to get it and stream it. I certainly hope he does. He's not streaming tonight, but he will. When he does, I hope he shows that. I can hear
Let's
it now.
remember, you heard it here first.
You heard it
We've
here
seen
first.
it.
And he better give me fucking credit.
he better actually show up to the show.
Yeah, I've been pushing on that. You know, we've been pushing that button for months, right? Like, hey, Rackets. Xavier spent his good hard-earned money for you to be on the show. So, that's about all for tonight.
I'm glad that went from frustrating to fucking hilarious
Yep.
because you know it ends on a fun note.
Yeah. I just like that. It's like I looked in the chat. I looked in our chat, and you were like, "Piper, pull me in."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, fuck it. You can't just leave me out of laughing at this bald, stupid motherfucker.
Yeah. It's like, did he really do that? No. Yeah, he did.
But before we get too far off, I'm going to read the actual textbook definition of fraud.
Okay.
Wrongful or criminal deception intended to result in financial or personal.
I'm assuming that's gain because that
Yes.
dropped off. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you cut out.
You cut off on the gain.
So-
The last part. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but basically everything T. Greg Duchette did has been for personal gain.
Yep.
And it is considerably wrongful, morally and legally.
And and like I said, and he calls Rekieta a grifter.
That's because the ones that scream that crap the loudest are the ones guilty of it.
Yep.
It's like male feminists.
Sargon's
Sex pest.
fucking law. It's Sargon's fucking law. Sargon can be a spurg, but that was one thing he was right about.
Yeah.
I will say the biggest difference between Rackets and T-Greg is Rackets actually provides something.
Yeah,
He
entertainment.
at least puts on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Intentionally entertaining.
Just when things were getting good. I mean, I don't have anything else. That was my crescendo for tonight. He is just a big loss. Well, I mean, are we saying loss like the control alt delete loss? Because I agree. Big loss for D Greg. But yeah, guys, I'm glad I was bring you that little nugget. I had almost forgot about it until somebody mentioned T Greg. I'm like, oh wait, I remembered something.
It made my Monday.
Well, hopefully you'll tune in Tuesday.
Woo! Nothing else goes wrong.
Yeah. So we will see you tomorrow night. I'm sure there's something that'll come up we can talk about. It'd be nice to actually talk about like just some, crazy stuff happening in comics again, wouldn't it? Just like, something normal, right?
Right? But mainstream comics is so shit anymore. It's not even talking about.
I mean, it's like, for me, it's like either talk about this stuff and promote other people's stuff. That's about, what I mean? That's about all it's good for lately. But yeah, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. We hope to see you tomorrow night. And once again, if you pretty much to be continued. What I need is a transition screen to when you play that, like it goes to be continued, and then
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, like I said, we'll see you tomorrow, and y'all have a good one.
Later, nerds.
Bye-bye.